Book on the crossover. Gets inside and hammers it down. Suns, Booker for the win. Yes! Richardson up ahead. Look out. Amari's got him up. Booker, this is for the win.
Welcome back to the Valley Podcast. The Suns beat the Clippers. What? We didn't beat the Clippers, guys? We lost? Well, I guess you got to lose a game every once in a while, right? I mean, 7-game win streak. We lose this game. I think we look dog tired. I really want to blame it on the back-to-back versus two elite teams in this league. Salty's not too salty. You guys didn't hear him singing "The Chumps Are Here," right? You didn't hear that over the vocals. So, Coach, you seemed a little salty. I like to turn it over to the saltiest member of our podcast every night. Tonight, that's you. Congrats.
You know, man, I am salty tonight. I am salty because I do understand the tired legs. It was pretty evident that they had tired legs out there. I get that. But we got the shit kicked out of us tonight, you guys. We got posterized. We got lit up from 3. We couldn't do anything on defense tonight. They hit every shot. We got lit up tonight. Again, I know we were tired. I get that. Paul George filled it up. Rajon Rondo was hitting threes. Kawhi posterizing DA when DA was having a hell of a game. That completely changed the whole game. And they were tired in the fourth quarter. I get it. But now the national narrative is what? Paul George is back and on fire. Kawhi just did this. Rajon Rondo fits perfectly with the Clippers. And now the Clippers are the biggest threat in the West. Now that's the narrative. One day after our biggest win in 10 years. Yeah, I'm a little salty tonight, especially how it happened, man. You know, Patrick Beverley doing that to Chris Paul, Mook doing what he did. The Morris twins both got ejected tonight. Markieff for the Lakers got ejected tonight. Mook tonight. You know, crying and bitching over every little foul that they did. I'm salty tonight, and I'm allowed to be.
That's fair, bro. That's fair. Salty, tell me about your thoughts on this game tonight. I'm dying to know.
I'll tell you my thoughts on this game. Well, I predicted that we'd win both games, so joke's on me, I guess, right? Try to look at life with a glass half full mentality, and guess what happens? You get bent over.
I didn't even think about that when you did that.
That's what life does, all right? I don't know what to tell you. The minute I start becoming sweetiest gaming or sweetest AZ fan or the most positive AZ fan, then what happens? I don't know. All right, so
then your sodium was gone.
I don't know. Losses happen, dude. And honestly, if we were going to be brutally honest, anybody in the NBA would understand that it's the second game on the back-to-back. The Suns went into overtime with a physical team with the Jazz. So 2 + 2 = 4. We had a terrible night shooting the 3, and the Clippers were on fire, legitimately NBA Jam style. When your ball lights on fire and you can make anything from any range, that's pretty much what happened. And then, Paul George turns into Michael fucking Jordan every time he steps on the court against the Suns, and the refs were ass, and you can't foul anybody in today's NBA without it being a flagrant 1. And Patrick Beverley's a little bitch. I'm not mad at the Suns, though. I mean, there is some poor performances. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we can get into that later, but Booker had a so-so game. Ayton was balling out, I think, for the most part. Sarge was
came back.
Bridges came back. Sarge was playing like dumpster juice. And, yeah, got an L. Joke's on me.
Well, I guess this is as good a time as any for me to rehash the fact that I perfectly called the last 10 to 12 games Remember the whole, oh, Gabe Vaughn, you're ruining our season by saying what's going to happen perfectly. Exactly what I said was going to happen. I said we'd lose a mystery game in this 10-game stretch. I said we'll lose a mystery game. We'll win every single one of the others, and then we'll lose one of the next 2 big games, Utah or Clippers. And I said it would be referee related. Now, tonight you could say that we lost, and though the referees were abhorrent, I can't completely put it on the referees because the Suns lost by 10 points. Is that fair, guys?
Yeah, that's not on the referees tonight. We shot 30 free throws. They shot 12. They had more fouls committed than we did.
I will say, however, it's plainly obvious that the referees have their marching orders from Adam Silver, which is there's a certain list of teams. Of course, Kawhi and the Clippers are one of them. You do anything you have to do to help them through games, referees, anything, because they were looking for any opportunity to help that team. I mean, I was shocked when they actually threw Beverly out, but he had to be thrown out because that was just as egregious as Robert Horry hip checking Steve Nash into the scorer's table. Same type of non-basketball, more like a football trash move where you could have hurt CP3. I'm shocked nobody swung on his bitch ass, bro. I'm shocked. I cannot believe
Chris
somebody
Paul just walked away, man.
I can't believe Jay Crowder didn't come up and just jack him in his ugly ass jaw, bro. That was unbelievable. But yeah, what were we gonna say, Coach?
The fact is they shot, get this, 13 more 2-pointers and 13 more 3-pointers than us. They shot 26 more shots than us. Yet they only had 9 offensive rebounds. We had 14 turnovers. I'm kind of confused how that happened. It's amazing how we had the lack of shots compared to them. 26 less shots. That's
insane,
incredible,
dude. That's insane.
And we only lost by 10. And off a back-to-back. And we were tired. And it took a Paul George, Michael Jordan game and a Kawhi all-time poster.
Why does he always get to do that against us, bro? He always goes off against the Suns. I wonder if he'd be able to do that in the playoffs because he's so trash in the playoffs. But
Paul George or Kawhi?
Paul George. They both looked great tonight. Yo, how about that? One of the things I'm thinking of most is when Kawhi drove to the lane, scoops under with 2 hands, right? Loses the ball. They blow the whistle.
Yeah.
He catches the ball and finishes the layup. And they're like, give him the free throw. Give him the bucket.
Yep.
It was shit like that all night. So let's go ahead and let's talk about the Booker foul. Can we talk about the Booker foul?
Which one?
The flagrant?
Yeah.
It was a hard foul.
I love it. Notice that Booker foul came just a few plays after Paul George. No, it was Kawhi. Just tomahawk slammed one of the fastest offensive foul lookingest dunks on Ayton. Just blasted him home. And I think Booker just said, look, man, I'm not going to take this. Like, maybe Ayton will let you dunk on that, but I'm not letting you do that shit anymore because he was getting to the bucket at ease.
Yeah.
And Booker's like, nah, man, no, that's done. Come in those are things Shaq used to do. A hard flagrant. You get 2 flagrants. Give up one of those flagrants to prove that we are not the team for you to be driving on every play. You're not going to do that to us. You'll get hurt.
Two or three possessions later, Cam Johnson put Reggie Jackson down.
Loved it.
Loved that. And the best play of the night though was right before the second half, or right before the end of the first half. Devin Booker was getting guarded by Pat Beverly, and he just shoved Pat Beverly, and Pat Beverly fell, and he just swished it. But then, of course, Kawhi hit a damn 3 to end the half.
I know. He was tooling Beverly the entire game. That's what that little hip check was.
Pat Beverly's so overrated.
That rib check to Chris Paul was all because he was getting cooked all night by Book.
He's a fake tough guy in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Bro.
Absolutely.
So is Mook. So is Keith.
Absolutely. Man,
Ayton played good, dude. Ayton came out.
Awesome.
Ayton was tough. Ayton was aggressive. Ayton was yelling at the refs. He was doing all the things that you want to see from a dominant big man. He played great. He got dunked on. That was it, man. That changed.
Yeah, that's like in football when one of the teams returns a kickoff like 99 yards. It changed all the momentum in the game, man. Like, you could just feel it. Something about that big poster got the Clippers up and kind of got the Suns down. I was shocked, man. I didn't think it was going to phase the Suns.
Same. I mean, Mikal just came down, then got an and one with a layup right afterwards, and I was like, all right, we're going to be fine. But they went off, man. They destroyed us in the fourth quarter, and we just looked a step behind with everything.
Salty, what did you think of Booker tonight, bro?
I think he was doing his thing. He might have been a little bit tired. He can't hit a three to save his life. I mean, that's clear. I think he only took 2 3. Let me check his stats. I think he only took 2 threes, but he missed them both. Just seems off from there. He only took 13 shots. It was really low for him. You know what I'm saying? Because how many shots did he take against Utah? He had like 35 or something, which is like double.
I feel like he kind of disappeared in the fourth quarter.
He was, he just.
But where was he, man? He didn't.
He was
do
disengaged a little bit.
Quarter.
Yeah, 24 points he ended up with. I don't know, man. I don't know how these guys think or what their mentality is going into a game like this, because it's just like you play a game the night before, give it your all, play extra minutes. Chris Paul played a ton, and you go in against the Clippers that are a crazy deep team, and they were like one of the favorites to win the championship last year before shit derailed in the bubble, and they added pieces to make their team better, so they're a deep team. They have Kawhi on their team that I feel like almost single-handedly won the Raptors a championship. Paul George is crazy. Their team's deep, and they make threes and shit. So I don't know. Like, Booker was doing his thing, but he was kind of disengaged, and I don't know if that's just he kind of knew the way the game was going. It's just like, we're gonna lose. Crowder was just, I don't know. He was bad. He had 0 points tonight. So Crowder and Bridges like to, I guess, switch off who's going to have a goose egg in the points column. Like, what the hell that?
I'm laughing because I'm stressed. It's not
like,
funny.
What is this?
It's not funny.
How is it possible to get a goose egg when you're starting? Like, that's ridiculous. I don't even remember.
He only took 2 fucking shots, bro.
So what does that say about Jay Crowder? Is he disengaged? Because, are they not hitting him? I don't understand how you can only take 2 shots as a starter when you're playing 30 minutes and typically you're playing in that role where you'd shoot open threes. I don't know. It's like, was the Clippers defense that good? Like, what's going on with that?
I feel like we kind of saw it last night. It had a vibe of a playoff game last night, and the rotations gave me a vibe of a playoff game tonight. Gabe Vaughn, Javon Carter. He only played 4 meaningful minutes. He played the last minute to get him to 5, but he only played 4 minutes, so our rotation shrunk down a little bit there.
Coach, once Javon Carter took it from the 3-point line, dribbled with his left hand twice, belly flopped and threw the ball out of bounds. You didn't see him back in the game.
Hell no, you didn't.
Would he be in the game? That was some dumbass shit.
Dude, the announcer. I didn't give either of you permission to talk crap about Javon. That was a joke that I'm allowed to say because I love
mediocre players, bro. Change your name to Gabe Vaughn Carter. Come on.
God,
Gabe Robinson
taking L's like crazy.
Yeah, look, bro. I think Salty's right from 2 games ago, man. Eat one more time. I think it's time we see him again. Yeah.
Thank you.
Where is that guy? Where'd he go?
On the bench.
MIA.
I saw him on the bench with a mask on, not getting any play. And when Master Splinter, for anybody who doesn't know who Master Splinter is, when Campaign was playing tonight, which I'm his biggest fan, right? I like him more than I like Javon Carter. He was absolute trash, bro. He was trash. He was regurgitated dumpster juice tonight. Why don't you have Etuan go in there? Etuan stays ready. Yo, Langston Galloway. Hello, can we? Coach had a real strict idea of who he was giving minutes tonight, and it did not waver.
Mm-hmm.
I think it shows the lack of depth now for us, because we always talked about we have depth, this depth, da da da. Well, if we had depth, like, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. You know what I mean? Like, we clearly can't count on Galloway, Etuan Moore, Campaign, or Javon Carter. Like, we need to do a whole makeover of our backcourt, our bench backcourt in the offseason. Nobody can be trusted, man.
It's one of those things like in sports where, like, if you're shuffling around shit, like, have you ever seen, do you remember when the Sun Devils were shuffling quarterbacks in and they didn't really have a solid one
with like Michael Eubanks?
Yeah, like if you can't pick a solid like starter like as a quarterback, you don't have any. Okay, so if it's a question whether or not you're gonna keep rotating them in and out and you want to play two or whatever, you don't have a quarterback. So that's the thing with these lineups. If you had solid players for your bench, I don't think you would need to swap out at will or bench players for weeks on end. I've never seen this in my life. Like, I've never seen it. So where a player goes from consistently playing like a Etuan Moore, right? Consistently contributing.
He never really had many stinkers. It's not like Etuan was stinking up the joint.
And then Frank Kaminsky literally starting, how many games did he start?
Yeah,
like
just 9 or 10 or something.
Disappearing. I understand he had COVID or whatever. Disappears. He's on a milk carton right now. Langston Galloway, Sir Langston. He'll get playing times for a couple weeks and then he's on a milk carton again. It's just like, what is this? What is the situation? So where you cannot solidify what's going on, because honestly, I don't see Javon Carter getting it done. Like, no. I don't see that he's a game changer enough on defense to warrant him being in there on offense, dude. Literally,
he had a bad play.
The announcers were confused as to how they should call that play because it was so embarrassing looking. When he was flopping out of bounds, dude, they were like, did he get hit? It's just like, oh my God.
He lost his balance and just hucked the ball out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's tough because Dario Saric, we were like, oh yeah, Dario Saric is that 6th man of the year. Oh yeah, in the playoffs, dominating. Remember, Gabe? And we're like, if Dario plays this way, championships. We're talking about not 1, not 2.
Nobody said that. Nobody said.
You went to the Suns game in the suite and you showed your ring and you're like, when Dario Saric plays legit basketball, we win championships. And then he sucks ass. So not only do we not have, so we're playing him out of position, which shows he was a -13 with 2 points. We don't have a center right now. Like, that's like clearly Frank Kaminsky's like, in case of emergency, break glass right now. And damn, we need to break that glass.
Man, Dario is completely 100% replaceable in the offseason at this point if he continues this route. I mean,
I think we're seeing why the Sixers gave up on him for a certain extent, because like Dario was playing almost at a rookie of the year level, and all of a sudden he just gets traded, and then the T-Wolves were fine with trading him. And that's the thing with like players that go up and down, up and down, up and down. It's just like, how long are you going to be up and how long are you going to be down, and when am I going to count on you? It's like in the playoffs, are you going to be down for a whole series? You know what I'm
saying? I want TJ McConnell, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Nerlens Noel as my signings in the offseason.
All right, that's fair, and we will definitely talk about that. But I'm done talking about signings /
Mhm.
trades and all. There ain't nothing that's gonna happen. There's nothing
right now,
towards this
no.
end of the year.
So
you know,
be
that's gonna
honest.
happen.
Be honest with yourselves, okay? I want you to be brutally honest. Is this a team that gets it done against the teams they need to get it done against to get to the championship
I'll let
in the
Coach go
West?
first.
You just need to be honest.
No.
Why is that?
They can. I just don't think they will. I think mostly because of experience.
Okay.
I really think it comes down to experience, and you go through a team like the Clippers, who, if anybody says that the Jazz are better than the Clippers,
They're not.
I can't listen to you ever talk again about anything.
Yep. Mhm.
So they beat the shit out of us. They kicked our ass tonight, dude. They were on one. So
Mhm.
it just goes to show that Booker and Ayton still have to grow to get to that level. You know what I mean? That was just a different level tonight, man. And I haven't seen Booker or Ayton do that this year. Have you?
No.
I'm not trying to be like a Debbie Downer or anything. I'm just calling it like it is.
So that's the thing. It's like it's it's the test. You put yourself up to these, and you could say it's the second night of a back-to-back. But honestly, the Clippers, because I was undervaluing the Clippers as a threat.
Yeah.
You know, when we were lining up teams, and we're like, okay, the Clippers are here. We put them down on the list, and I feel like we didn't do our job in slotting them.
Salt, don't you feel like they are uniquely designed to deal with us the way that we're uniquely designed to deal with Fat Boy Luka? By the way, I was thinking if we make merch, if we start making merch for Suns Valley Pod, I think we need to start with a Fat Boy Luka, FATBOI, and we give him a little extra like cushion and give him a little bit of a belly. That shit would be dope, bro. But anyways, you know how like we're just a really good matchup for them. We happen to be a very good matchup against the Portland Trailblazers, and thank God, because they scare the Jesus out of me. Okay. The Clippers having those two wing players, because what do we like to do, guys? Where do our points come from, fellas? Yeah. Hero ball on the wing. You know what? The only thing that really stops that, two dominant wing defenders who can also turn into Jesus Christ and torch you like Paul George and Kawhi did tonight. Salt, I thought the exact same thing, man. We undervalued them. I need to move them up on the list of teams I'm scared of. However, I just wanted to say, for your answer that you had, the answer that you got from Coach, that we're not really a team necessarily that's going to be able to. I disagree, man. I do feel like this was simply a back-to-back mishap. I feel like we are the cream of the crop, and we showed it by beating the Jazz. Anybody, bro. The Rockets can beat us on the second night of a back-to-back. Like going into the end of that fourth quarter, the beginning of the fourth quarter when we're down 2 points, it was like 93-95, something like that. Did you feel any different going into that fourth quarter than you felt the nights that we played the Bulls or the Rockets? I felt the same way. I'm like, this could go either way.
I felt different. I felt different.
But
I just felt
before
from
the
like
Kawhi dunk.
No, but like from the jump, you kind of get a pulse on the game. Like when we were playing against the Jazz, I felt like we were going to win that game, the whole game. Like I felt like even when they came back and had runs and shit, I just felt like the Suns were in control of that game. And then when I was watching this game, I felt like the Clippers were just in control of the game. No matter if we like went on runs or whatever, it was the exact opposite, because I felt like even if we got close, they went on. It's like we go on a 6 point run, they follow it up. It's just they're tough, man. Like I said, I went through their lineup, and they made some offseason. They made some moves at the deadline. They picked up Rajon Rondo, which was really a really good move for them, because he's going to play pretty well. He just plays good in the playoffs. He has championship experience.
I mean, Bo, you just said I think the Clippers were unusually on fire. They're the number 1 3-point shooting team in the league percentage-wise.
And
So
we shot like dog shit being stomped out on somebody's front porch.
So is this what it feels like to be the Utah Jazz last night? Just being like, oh, that's because we didn't hit shots.
Well, you got to say that it's partly because they're tired because it's off a back-to-back and they played overtime game, but you also have to give credit for the Clippers for their perimeter defense. They're top. I think the Clippers are the same in the fact that they're top 10 in both offense and defense, just like the Suns. I think they were saying that they're a legit defensive team, and like you're saying, those Paul George and Kawhi, huge impact players. Plus, what's that dude's name? Zubac or the white guy?
Yeah, he played better than I thought tonight.
They have tall guys. They have one of the Morris twins that's annoying as fuck. They have Beverly that's just extremely hateable players all over their team, So where would you slot them now? You got to re-rank these teams of what we're scared of. I think Clippers are way up there now because I think we just underestimated the fuck out of the
twice.
team.
If we clapped us the first game, they were up 30.
Yeah, if we play them in the second round, that's scary. I hope the Jazz stumble and the Clippers could surpass us, and hopefully they get the first spot and we can play the Jazz in the second round as a 2-3. I don't know.
Coach, you're a coach, right? Let's say you're going up against Devin Booker. And I tell you, Coach, pick one player in the NBA and I'll give him to you and you can have him guard Booker. Who would you pick?
Man, I'm not even doing that because I'm doing what the Clippers were doing, throwing a whole bunch of different looks, throwing Pat Bev at him, throwing Reggie.
Out of anyone in the NBA, who would be your number one, number two players? You'd be like, this is who I would stick on. It's the Claw. It's Kawhi. It is. They've got him. And then Paul George is no slouch on defense. So what can you say, man? It's a bad matchup. We better hope we avoid the Clippers.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but you're saying then you got to avoid the Clippers and the Nuggets. Who else are you going to try to avoid?
Just the Clippers. That's honestly, I think they moved to the front of my list.
We still haven't even played the Nuggets after they did those pickups, dude.
We're not going to.
I mean, then you're going to figure it out in the playoffs, I guess. I'm telling you, man, the Nuggets are scary, bro. They're on they have one of the best records in the second or since whatever. I think it was like February.
If you want to have championship aspirations, these next 5 games at home against Washington, Houston, Miami, Sacramento, San Antonio are a huge opportunity for you to get better. You can get better against all these teams and then go to Milwaukee and beat them. Then you can go to Philly, Boston, Brooklyn, New York, all away. These next 5 games, because after that, I've said this whole season, we're going to see the best basketball of the last 10 to 15 games. Well, that's in 6 games, 5 games. So these next 5 games at home are imperative. You cannot have a random loss in this, man. These are so imperative. If you do, then I'm starting to get a little bit worried because I'm not judging this team based on hopefully we get the 6th seed. Maybe we just slide into the playoffs. I'm judging this team as a top 2-3 seed in the Western Conference, which is overall a top 5 team in the NBA. Does that make sense? I'm judging them completely differently now. The bar is set higher now.
Expectations have totally changed because if you asked me in the beginning of the season what I was expecting, it would have been okay, I expect them to get in the playoffs, hopefully, because it wasn't a for sure thing. It was like a 10-year drought. So I just wanted to get into playoffs. I thought I was 6 seed or something like that, 6 seed, 8 seed, 6 through 8 probably. And then expectations started to change throughout the season. That's totally fine. And now we're at the top where we're okay, because I think we all agree that as long as they finish in the top 4, it wouldn't matter because you'd have a home court advantage in the first round. Because there's a lot of national media people out there that are saying that the Suns are going to get bounced in the first round. That's like a popular thing. I don't know if you guys saw that or heard that. So that's like the popular go-to right now, that the Suns are just going to get clapped in the first round. So
I just saw the Clippers are in the midst of a 9-game homestand.
Mm-hmm.
Good God.
Yeah, take a look at their schedule. Somebody was saying we should take a look at this.
How did this team lose to Orlando? What the hell?
Just the way the NBA works, I guess.
Yeah.
They beat Portland. They beat LA. They beat us. See, I'm telling you, Denver, man. Fucking no one wants to listen to me.
You just gotta.
Dude, I'm listening.
I said it during the trade deadline.
I think Denver is like a sleeper to go to the finals, honestly. But it's me.
Yeah, they were the closest last year of any of the underdog teams. What's up, Coach?
This was a humbling game, wasn't it? We were on cloud 9 last night.
Oh,
this was a humbling game. What did I say?
Even
after wins, don't talk shit. But I talked my shit last night, and we got humbled today.
We had to talk our shit last night.
We deserved to.
Yeah, we beat the number 1 team and beat them 2 out of the 3 times we're going to see them this season. That's exciting.
What do you think the Clippers are doing right now? They're like, damn, we smacked the Suns. Suns are weak.
Well, remember,
the Suns,
we have that rivalry with
last night versus the number 1 team, and they beat the number 1 team in OT, and then we got to rest last night, and now we played them while they're tired.
Well, they play Houston
tomorrow. I threw my elbow into CP3's 35-year-old ribs. Come on, bro. I'm not impressed by this win by LA. Like it is like humbling, but it was a back-to-back. They got to rest last night. I'd like to see them face us when we're not tired as shit.
I agree, but we got stomped, man. And we only lost by 10. So that's what's crazy about this team. And maybe if 1 or 2 things went our way, you never know. And I'm excited to watch them in about at the end of the month. It's another Wednesday that we will play them. I guess today's Thursday. We play them at Wednesday. But hey, shout out TNT for being way fucking better than ESPN. ESPN is just a hot garbage network now. TNT and Reggie Miller was so much better.
Yep,
absolutely, man.
I agree.
So it's on to Washington. Do you guys even want to talk about anything else about this? I mean, are we going on to Washington? You want to talk about Sarge some more?
Flush it down the toilet, honestly.
I mean, so Spurs fan Gary says Utah played an overtime game against us last night, and they won by 19 tonight. Yeah, but
they were pissed, though.
Yeah, they're pissed. They're coming off of a loss. Like that's how you play off of an L. Like you play like your hair's on fire, man.
And you played against drop coverage stats over there. So
yeah, dude, their defense is atrocious. Their defense is nothing like the Clippers. I get what you're saying, fair point, but shut up.
But no game is the same either. So
yeah, I don't know, man. I can't wait to play. Do we get to play the Clips one more time? I think we do.
Yeah,
and
1 month
end
at
of
the
the
end
month.
of the month. But
Yeah.
this next 5, man, we have to, I'm not calling 5-0, but I'm saying we have to go 5-0.
So what do you then? Okay, so we need to go 5-0. What do you think happens? Washington, Houston, Miami, Sacramento, San Antonio.
I'm back to me right now, man. Just beat Washington, dog. Just beat Washington, and don't let it be a scary game. Like beat them.
Beat them the way the Washington beat the Blazers tonight. No offense, Blazers. Sorry.
I mean, beat them by 15 plus. Don't let it sweat at all. Just beat them handily. There's no reason we can't. I hope it's a revenge game for us. I hope they remember what happened last time we played them. I hope they use that as fuel to forget about the Clippers.
Yeah, they probably will be angry Saturday night. God, it's going to be. So how many nights do we have? We got just a night off, right?
Just a night off.
Just Friday, and then we got
back
Saturday.
to Phoenix.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not afraid to predict. I mean, hell, it's I just predict things like Nostradamus, so I'll just keep that up, I guess. I say in this next 5-game streak, we lose a mystery game.
I think we lose to Miami because that's going to be a back-to-back. We play Houston, then Miami back-to-back.
I would
Monday,
think it
Tuesday.
would be Houston or Miami. Here's why: Houston almost got us, and they didn't have John Wall. They have John Wall now. He's playing really well. Maybe they were weirdly just a matchup problem for us. I think they matched up against us. I don't know what it was. Maybe we just didn't take them seriously. But Houston or Miami is going to be one of the mystery games I think we lose, unfortunately.
Well, Washington is coming off a back-to-back. They play tomorrow, and then they play us, and it's an away back-to-back. So that's tough on them. So
that helps.
We better be able to beat them.
Russ goes off for 50, 20, and 10.
Bertans gets 33 all from the three-point line. 11 threes by Bertans.
Bro, like at what freaking point were they going to start defending the three tonight? That shit was getting on my nerves.
They were a half step slow to every rotation, weren't they?
Yeah. Wide open threes everywhere, dude.
Patterson? Dude, I didn't even know that dude was still in the NBA. How old is he? Is he the oldest player in the NBA? But still, you can't leave him open for threes. And they just left him wide open, dude. It's gross.
Bradley Beal, by the way, is day to day for tomorrow's game against the Warriors. So the first of a back-to-back for them. So he's day to day. So who knows? So he could go against us and drop 55, man.
Probably resting for that Booker matchup.
Maybe.
You want to take a look at the scores? We got some help with the Lakers tonight.
Heat beat the Lakers. Yay. Bulls beat the Raptors. Cool. Scroll down. You can take over. I have no interest now.
After this L, you're that dead inside?
Oh, it's just when you want a championship so bad and getting humbled like that just blows. That's all.
Can't even read the scores.
It just blows because the Mavericks won and the Jazz won and the Clippers won and we lost. We can just go right to standings. I just said it all.
There
Back to 2.5. Back to 2.5. That sucks. Clippers are only 2 games behind and Nugs are 3 games behind.
This episode of the Valley Podcast.
Maybe we get the 4 seed.
Prozac.
Maybe we get the 4 seed and we play the Jazz. That's what I said about a month ago. It's like,
what are you talking about? 4 seed, guys? It's 1 seed or 2 seed. It's 1 seed or 2 seed. We lost on a back-to-back to a top 5 team with 2 of the top 10 players in the NBA on that team, rested and ready to go. I'm just saying,
Phoenix versus Dallas in the playoffs. Oh shit!
I love it. All right,
Call me
AD in the locker room because I love it. Should we show them that?
Yeah, right, dude.
You don't think
You can't show that on YouTube, dude. Maybe
it's on YouTube.
Get the channel banned.
I don't think we.
He's like Gabe's like 1 strike away from getting banned.
He loves it. He loves to do stuff that would like just blow up the channel. Do you really
think that will get us in trouble? Showing
we show this like deep action on Pornhub. You think that would get us off?
To get him off,
bro. I'm showing it. I'm showing it. It's not a big deal. We're not gonna get in trouble.
It's not a big deal.
We're not.
Remember we got booted off a live podcast like 3 times because Gabe did some shit like this.
Hey, I showed that.
He's like, trust me, guys. Oh shit, man. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what was happening. I was smoking mushrooms.
That's you, bitch. That's you. All right. If this is only a 19-second video, bro, there's no way we're gonna get in trouble for this. All right. All right. Valley Pod fellows. Shit. Listen, there's only like 28, 30 of us in here watching tonight, so we can get away with watching this. All right. So has anybody, before we play this, has anybody seen Anthony Davis in the locker room at Kentucky? I'm gonna play it. You guys, have you seen it, Coach?
Oh yeah.
You've seen it. Okay. So I want to know from you guys, do you think that this is suspect or not? Like, what do you think?
It's kind of sus.
What do you think?
I love it.
Here we go. This is your boy,
Oh my
AD.
God.
Oh shit! Hold on.
I guess he only got spanked, is what it says. It's blurred out. I love it. Blur it out, dude. Shit.
Yeah, you and me. Yeah.
So that's what we've got to look forward to in the Western Conference Finals, folks.
Sus. That's the LA Lakers star for you, dude. I love it.
And all of our viewers just dropped to 0. No, just kidding. Oh boy, it's one of them kind of nights, ain't it?
Brought to you in part by Paxil.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
First fan Gary says, found the new podcast intro.
I love it. I love it. I'll get the soundbite at least.
That's the intro.
Yes.
Chop it up. The Valley Podcast. I love it.
What can you say? He loves it. Burner says that's what Gabe does to Geek in the dungeon.
You guys found out, dude. Shit.
He saw Pulp Fiction. Spoke to him.
Come on.
Yeah.
Geek may or may not be in a gimp suit. What up, Grim Rippa? Glad you could come in on that note.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
They're like, I'm new here. I've never seen the show. I could
Geeks
start
in a
with the
gimp
clip.
suit. Watch AD. Oh my god. All right, guys. Anything else? We gonna go on to Washington now, or
I mean,
Thought
how
we already
can we
did.
after that? I thought we already talked about that.
Yeah.
talked about it enough? I suppose.
It's just one of those pods, man. It might be a short one tonight. We were on a while
That's what
last
she
night,
said.
Yep.
and it is what it is. And the Suns will shine bright again, and hopefully they kick some wizard ass.
They're gonna be fine, bro. They're gonna
We're
be
like having
fine.
PTSD. The Suns fans have PTSD every time we lose. Get snapped
True
back into
story.
reality.
But
It's
you know
been
what?
10 years of that.
Oh
But you know
fuck,
what it
we
is,
suck
man? Like,
again.
I can handle a 10-point loss to the Clips on a back-to-back when we hung in with them and it was like a heavyweight fight all night, right? I can handle that. I just don't like losses to the Magic. I just don't like losses to the Bulls, to the Pistons. That's when you're going to see me come on here and be real salty. But a loss like this to the Clips when Jesus Christ himself could not stop Paul George. What are you going to do, man? And the refs are doing everything they can. They're basically in the movie Bird Box for the Clippers. What are you supposed to do?
Forgot about that movie. Wow.
You know? So, I don't know, man. Yeah.
It is what it is. We lost to a good team. It is.
Yeah. Take your lumps, bro. Get back up and fight again. Start swinging again against Russ and the Wizards.
5-game homestand.
If they do go 5-0 in this homestand, it would be really, really good sign for the playoffs.
What's the record right now?
That's our 15th loss, 36-15.
NBA standings 36-50.
15, yeah, and then Jazz are 39-13.
What did we say a long time ago? Right, 20 losses, I think, or what was it?
That was
20
Tim.
losses.
Shout out to Timothy. He said that we're not going to lose more than 20 games this season. So I guess, hey, maybe we look ahead and see if that still looks like it checks out.
How many games are left?
Do you remember?
21. 21.
So you have
All right,
five. You can lose 5 games out of the last
4.
21.
Or he says we're not
4
losing
games.
20. So 4 games.
Well, I'm willing
He
to
said
give him the push.
20 or more, right?
Yeah, I think you said not more than 20.
So 5 losses out of the next 21. So we'd have to go 15-6. That's doable.
I think that's fine. Over and under on 20 losses for the Suns.
20.5 over under. What are we at?
You got a lot of sneaky games coming up though, bro. Washington,
One at a time.
Houston and Miami. I think that the Spurs could easily grab one of these 3 games. At worst, they could grab 2 of them. I mean, they play smart, man. I'm always worried about the Spurs. Maybe I should get that out of my head. What do you guys think?
So we have 3 games versus them.
Here. Yep.
Milwaukee could be tough. Philly could be tough. Shout out to Romp. Boston could always be tough because they're stacked. Brooklyn can be
Knicks.
tough. New York is good this year. LA again. Utah.
Hawks.
Oklahoma City plays us tough.
Trailblazers.
New York again.
Lakers.
This is going to be Lakers with Bronny. Portland. Bro, I don't know.
I don't know. We might go over that 20 loss column, dude.
I could see that. I don't know. But, man, we love you guys. Probably end it here, guys, right? I mean, it's one of them sad nights. Let's just put this in the rear view. Everybody go to sleep. Act like this didn't happen.
Beat Washington.
Wake up. Tell your friends that we beat the Clips. Live in denial. But yeah,
man.
Listen
to Evanescence with the lights turned off. And
is that what you do, Saul? Is that how you
while he sips his wine?
Yeah. Wine coolers.
He's actually a wine savant.
Just put a straw in a box of wine.
God.
Or bleach. Whatever.
Or bleach.
Yeah, where's your Bleach Suns fan pick for tonight? That would have been perfect.
I wasn't salty enough to have that on, dude, so I guess it is what it is.
You didn't even sing The Chumps Are Here. I was shocked.
I just wasn't I wasn't mad at this loss, dude.
Well, look, before we go, I want to shout out the chat. Bo, Grim Rippa, Roy, AZ Suns Card Jokes Backs, Burner, Suns Geek, The Goat. Man, who else is in here? Charles, what's good, man?
Roy, Jason Joyce,
Kenny,
May Khalid,
Jason Robbins. Sorry, man. Sorry, we were
Logs,
just kind of bugged outside. I'm sure you guys can understand.
Basketball,
Devin
football
Booker,
guy.
Robert Sarver.
Yeah. DA was in here saying, "Can I be on the show, plee?" I don't know.
We'll get to you. Yeah, DA was in here. Yeah,
we're a little too big and successful. Maybe once you get your first All-Star game, you can hop in. But
maybe.
Yeah, man. We love you guys. We'll see you guys on a much happier note in a couple of days.
Saturday night, y'all.
Coach, where can they find you?
At Coach Evan B. Keep the X up.
Salty.
Find me at the bottom of a wine cooler. Okay. A box of wine.
At Saltiest AZ fan. You guys can follow me at Gabe Von Carter. Follow the podcast at Suns Valley Pod. If you guys haven't hit the like button, please. And leave us a message. Leave us a comment after it's over for those sorts of comments, man. We love you guys. Suns lose?
Let's get ready to rumble! Barkley, 24,
Chumps are here. Chumps are here.
The Chumps are here.
Chumps are here. Chumps are here.
Chumps.
Chumps are here.
22.5. Book on the crossover. Gets inside and hammers it down.